Hi, how are we? We well. And please don't heckle. If you absolutely feel the need to heckle, heckle me. But keep in mind, I'm from Glasgow. And I have a propensity for violence. Will Smith would not have stood a fucking chance. I would have had him in a headlock so tight. He would not have got it. I may just apologise up front for any bad language. But you know, the only place in the world where Tourette's syndrome is seen as a gift. Just how it is. Just how it is. But you know, I've been in Brighton for a few years. I love it. And because I felt something was missing in my life, you know, cat-loving bisexual vegans. So I moved to Brighton, but I loved the optimists between us when it started a couple of years ago, when the optimists, and they were like that. I'm going to use this as an opportunity. They were like, I am going to start my own business. I'm going to write that book I've always wanted to write, and I am going to become a pastry chef, and I am going to get fit. The last two don't really work well together. But I loved that. See, I kept my aims a wee bit more realistic. I was like, okay, I'm going to drink every day like it's Christmas. I'm going to up my substance misuse. I am going to wear more elasticated pants. And lastly, I think I'm just going to stop washing, you know? You know, fuck personal hygiene, it's overrated. So I recently moved to Worthing. If we get anybody in from Worthing? Not to fucker. I should have brought my own wee posse. So I recently moved to Worthing, and I love people's attitude when I tell them that, especially people from Brighton. I moved to Worthing, they're like, oh. Oh, hard times. Falling in hard times. And I'm like, yeah, it's really tough, it's really tough. I just hate parting in front of my own house for free. Hate it. I just hate lying in my garden sunbathing and breakdancing in my spare room. It is tough. But I tell you what I do miss. I miss being mugged by seagulls. And the hit of weed at 7 AM going to work. But yeah, I was single for ages. And I loved cattle markets. They were brilliant. Has anybody here been to the Funky Fish? It's in the marina. It's one of those clubs, if you can't pull there, you can't pull anywhere. It is an absolute blinder. But I went in there one time and they had on that song, Marvin Gaye, you know. I woke up this morning, the waves were dawning, dawning. I know what you're thinking now, is there no end to this bitch's talent? No. But guys, it was pure electricity in the air. The girls were doing their sexy dance. The guys were doing their sexy dance. Oh, you really do need a lot of alcohol sometimes. But there was pure sexual tension in the air until the DJ changed the song to Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive. Have you ever saw women sing this song? Every bad relationship they've every bad relationship they've ever had coming back to them. Do turn around now. Great song for a wedding, I imagine. But does anybody here, anybody here, when they're drunk or stoned, look at me saying stoned on stage, we're fucking wild lads, aren't we? Does anybody here when they're drunk or stoned absolutely fancy the arse of themselves? Yeah, it's not just me, is it? I notice when I have a few drinks, the first thing it goes, it's the head, and I'm like... And the second thing is the eyes. And the third thing is the lips, and I'm like... And I think I look fucking gorgeous. There's a rewind. A demented Mick Jagger, more like. But sometimes I do pull. I pull. I mean, I have a wee bit of hypno in my pocket just so everybody's in the same wavelength. You know? But there was this time that I was at the place and I was doing all my best moves and and I pulled and I said to the guy, "Oh my God, you are going to get it." Now the thing is with a Glaswegian accent is you've got to watch that. He wasn't sure if he was getting a shag or a kicking. Gave him both. Anyway, we went back to his apartment and it was like, whoo, pushed him down the bed and I was like, yeah, you are getting it, my friends, right? And I started doing that, crawling along. Do you remember Dirty Dancing? Baby, ah, baby. And I was crawling along his body. Great view for there, lads. Crawling along his body and my arm gave way. I broke the guy's nose. She's a keeper! She's an absolute keeper.